He is known for popularizing nihilism and critiquing Enlightenment thought in the philosophical systems of prominent philosophers. He is recognized for advocating faith and revelation over speculative reason, anticipating present-day criticisms of secular philosophy. He is Friedrich Heinrich Jacobi, an influential German philosopher, literary figure, and socialite. In the late 18th century, amidst the intellectual fervor of Enlightenment thought, there emerged a philosopher who would challenge the prevailing notions and popularize a concept that would shake the foundations of philosophical systems. This philosopher was none other than Friedrich Heinrich Jacobi, a German thinker whose influence reverberated through the realms of philosophy, literature, and society. Jacobi gained recognition for his promotion of nihilism, a term coined by Obereit in 1787, as he denounced Enlightenment thought and its fault lines within the philosophical systems of eminent figures such as Baruch Spinoza, Immanuel Kant, Johann Fichte, and Friedrich Schelling. His critique of these thinkers revolved around their reliance on speculative reason, which Jacobi saw as a deviation from the true path of faith and revelation. In an era where secular philosophy was gaining traction, Jacobi stood as a prescient figure, foreseeing the dangers of relativism and its potential harm to religious faith. His advocacy for Glaube, or faith, and revelation as superior to speculative reason anticipated the criticisms of present-day writers who questioned the impact of secular philosophy on religious beliefs. Beyond his philosophical pursuits, Jacobi was also known in literary circles for his critique of the Sturm und Drang movement, a literary and artistic movement that celebrated individualism and emotion. He sought to reconcile Enlightenment individualism with social obligation, recognizing the need for a harmonious balance between personal freedom and communal responsibility. Throughout his life, Jacobi's intellectual pursuits and literary projects left a lasting impact, challenging the prevailing ideologies of his time and paving the way for future generations of thinkers. He was not only a philosopher but also a literary figure and socialite, weaving together various aspects of human existence to create a unique worldview that challenged the status quo. Friedrich Jacobi, a man of introspection and deep contemplation, was born into a life of privilege as the second son of a wealthy sugar merchant in Dusseldorf. Despite being destined for a commercial career, his true passion lay in the realms of literature and philosophy. During his education in Geneva, he immersed himself in the works of thinkers like Charles Bonnet, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and Voltaire, sparking a fire within him to explore the mysteries of the human mind. In 1763, Jacobi returned to Dusseldorf and married Elisabeth von Clermont, taking over his father's business. However, the allure of commerce soon faded, and in 1770 he joined the council for the duchies of Jülich and Berg, where he distinguished himself in financial affairs and social reform. Despite his involvement in public affairs, Jacobi's passion for literature and philosophy remained undimmed, and his mansion at Pempelfort became the gathering place for a distinguished literary circle. It was during this time that Jacobi began to publish his philosophical works, starting with Edward Olwell's Briefsammlung, a blend of romance and speculation. In 1779, he published Voldemar, a philosophic novel that showcased his unique method of philosophizing, even if its structure was imperfect. Jacobi's ideas were genial and thought-provoking, offering readers a glimpse into the depths of his philosophical musings. In 1779, Jacobi's career led him to Munich, where he served as a minister and privy councillor for the Bavarian Department of Customs and Commerce. However, his opposition to the mercantilistic policies of Bavaria and his unwillingness to engage in power struggles strained his relationships with his colleagues and the authorities. Frustrated, Jacobi returned to Pempelfort, where he channeled his experiences into two essays defending Adam Smith's theories of political economy. It was in 1785 that Jacobi's philosophical brilliance truly shone through with the publication of a work that catapulted him into prominence. This work, which remains his most famous, delved into the depths of human existence and the nature of divinity. Through his writings, Jacobi sought to challenge conventional beliefs, inviting readers to question the meaning of life and their place in the universe. As Friedrich Jacobi embarked on his philosophical journey, he left behind a legacy of deep introspection and a fervent desire to explore the mysteries of human existence. His work continues to resonate with us today, reminding us to embrace introspection and question the world around us. In a world that often seems chaotic and uncertain, Jacobi's philosophy encourages us to seek meaning and purpose, guiding us towards a more profound understanding of ourselves and the world we inhabit. In the late 18th century, Friedrich Heinrich Jacobi found himself engaged in a profound intellectual debate. It all began with a conversation he had with Gotthold Lessing, a philosopher, who professed his belief in Spinozism. Intrigued, Jacobi delved into the works of Spinoza, leading him on a journey that would challenge the prevailing philosophies of his time. After Lessing's untimely death, Jacobi continued his exploration of Spinozism through a series of letters with Lessing's close friend, Moses Mendelssohn. These letters, compiled and published as Brief über die Lehre Spinozas, expressed Jacobi's strong objection to dogmatic systems in philosophy, earning him the ire of the Enlightenment thinkers. Jacobi was ridiculed and denounced as an enemy of reason, accused of trying to reintroduce blind belief into philosophy. His use of the term belief drew particular criticism. Unfazed, Jacobi responded with his work David Hume über den Glauben, oder Idealismus und Realismus, where he engaged with Immanuel Kant's concept of the thing in itself. According to Jacobi, while the objective thing in itself cannot be directly known, it must be taken on faith. He argued that a subject must believe in the existence of a real object in the external world, even though it cannot be logically proven. This belief, he maintained, is a result of revelation or immediate, unproved truth. By presenting the external world as an object of faith, Jacobi sought to legitimize belief and its theological associations. Ironically, Jacobi's controversial stance on pantheism and his critique of Enlightenment rationalism sparked a renewed interest in pantheism and Spinozism among later German philosophers and writers. While his fideism remained unpopular, his ideas prompted a deeper exploration of atheism and the search for new philosophical foundations. Jacobi's contributions to the pantheism controversy and his early articulation of nihilism continue to hold significance in European intellectual history. His willingness to challenge prevailing beliefs and engage in philosophical debates serves as an inspiration for us in our daily lives. Just as Jacobi sought to find truth amidst conflicting ideologies, we too can navigate the complexities of our world by questioning established norms and embracing the pursuit of knowledge. In the late 18th century, Friedrich Heinrich Jacobi found himself caught up in the tumultuous times of the French Revolution and its impact on Germany. The occupation of Dusseldorf by French troops forced him to leave his home in Pempelfort and resettle in Holstein. It was during this time that he formed close relationships with notable thinkers such as Karl Leonhard Reinhold and Matthias Claudius. During this period, Gottlieb Fichte, a philosopher known for his views on morality in religion, faced accusations of atheism. Fichte believed that God should be understood primarily in moral terms, stating, "The living and efficaciously acting moral order is itself God. We require no other God, nor can we grasp any other." This idea provoked a response from Jacobi, who published a letter equating Fichte's transcendental philosophy with nihilism and criticizing its relation to theology. After spending nearly a decade in Holstein, Jacobi returned to Germany and received a call to join the newly founded Academy of Sciences in Munich. Despite experiencing a loss of fortune, he accepted the offer and settled in Munich in 1804. Eventually, he became the president of the Academy in 1807. In 1811, Jacobi published his final philosophical work, which specifically targeted Friedrich Schelling. This work, a review of the Wandsbeker Boat, had actually been written in 1798. Schelling responded with a bitter reply, sparking a heated controversy involving other prominent philosophers such as Fries and Bader. In 1812, Jacobi retired from his position as president and began working on a collected edition of his works. Unfortunately, he passed away before its completion in 1825. This edition, spanning 6 volumes, includes an introduction by Jacobi that serves as an introduction to his philosophy and a noteworthy preface in the 4th volume.
Do you want to explore more philosophers? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.